It's 2 weeks before showtime. The cast and crew of Theatre Unbound of Minneapolis, Minnesota are working hard to get their scenes just right.
And the principal says to Jessica, "Well, hello, my dear, why don't you come with me?"
The theater company was started back in 1999 by Artistic Director Stacey Poirier and several other female actors.
There was a group of women theater artists that got together, and we weren't getting jobs in the theater that we wanted to get, and we weren't seeing our stories represented on the stage. So we decided that we would form Theatre Unbound to tell the stories of women and get ourselves represented.
The cast is rehearsing for their performance of Motherhood Out Loud, a play that works perfectly for the predominantly female cast and was written by women playwrights.
Somebody pinch me.
I am supposed to drop off my daughter in front of the school and not go inside.
Finally, it's showtime.
I've gone camping.
Shayna Berg is one of 5 actors in the production and, like all her castmates, plays multiple roles throughout the show.
It takes us on a journey of motherhood where you're experiencing the day of giving birth or the first day of school or, talking about the birds and the bees that we can all relate to, we've all been through, and we find the drama and the humor and the humanity in these moments.
That's my 5th child who just walked in there, and I'll never get over it.
How do you get into all these different roles, and there are different times in a person's life?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You read it and you know that you want to be a different person for each one. And so you just pull off of what you know personally or what you've seen, and it just comes to you as you're reading it.
I read an article on whether Kirstie Alley's weight gain might be linked to Scientology.
The show does have one man cast to handle the male roles in all of the short stories that make up the play. Many of the theater company's performers and staff do it out of true love for theater.
Look at the time! Dakota, take back your doll and tell the little boy goodbye.
Shayna, idea of the night.
Director Julie Phillips is a sales operations and training analyst by day, but by night she shines through collaboration and directing the craft of others.
Let's go back and get that.
I love theater. I love storytelling. I love fostering conversation and building community, and I think theater can do that in a really unique way.
If you have a biological child, why did you adopt?
Okay, I hate this question.
Renee Karen Werbowski landed one of the roles in Motherhood Out Loud. She believes the theater has given female actors unbelievable opportunities.
If anybody had told me that I'd be sentenced to 5 to 10 years in the park, I was stuck with the cat.
It is so difficult just to get a role, first of all. And if there weren't people and shows and production companies like this, then it's double hard to get a role. I think it's necessary and that everybody knows Theatre Unbound.
Why do you think women aren't represented?
I think there is a common view that women's stories are not as universal as men's stories.
This is ironic because a lot of the theater goers are women.
Yeah, there's a larger majority of women that go to theater than men do. It seems odd that more stories wouldn't be about women. Women are so used to changing the story around to make it work for them than men are. So they'll go and see a story about a male king taking over the country, but guys maybe don't want to see a story about a woman who is dying of cancer.
The cast and crew performed the play to packed crowds night after night. Motherhood Out Loud clearly resonated with audience members.
I think it's awesome. I'm not a mother myself, but it's been funny, creative, and insightful. It's a show that would resonate with anyone, whether they be a mother or not a mother, male or female.
So many times it's written for mostly men's roles, a lot of male characters, so I grew up with 5 sisters, so I've always had a soft spot for women's issues and getting their messages out there.
The cast and crew of Theatre Unbound has a busy schedule of productions in their future. They'll continue to perform plays that were written by women and showcase female actors from throughout Minnesota. They hope their first play of the season reminds people that there are always different perspectives to consider.
Mothers come in all many flavors and varieties. It's not just one face on a mother, it's all these different stories.
Life to the Max is brought to you by Lifetouch, photography for a lifetime.